Hi. I know it's been a while. It's been like 3 months maybe since I made my last video. Sorry about that. I've been busy working. I'm now off for the summer. I work at a school, so um, Friday was my last day. Anyway, just wanted to go over a couple of words the Lord gave me and how He has fulfilled one and is fulfilling another, and just letting you know to be prepared with food and water and essentials. I've been saying that for years. I believe that we're in those days, and the time is coming where eventually we will see the economy collapse and then society collapse. As the Lord gave me a word years ago, and I'll put a link to that video in the text box below. This one, which I'll also give a link to, he gave me a word. I put this on YouTube May 2nd, 2019. So 3 years ago, uh, and I just updated it and put fulfilled because the Lord has fulfilled it. After 3 years, it came to pass. Gas prices will go up to $8 a gallon. I got this word like a week ago now, tried to upload this a day or so ago, but it didn't work. Not sure when it will skyrocket to $8 a gallon or why, just heard that it will. And the time when I posted this 3 years ago, the price per gallon was, in the mid $2. It was $2.64 or something like that. And I only had one comment from this person. Wax Cold said, "Not for United States and Israel. It will go down $1 a gallon because we will be self-sufficient in energy. Watch, Saudis will come to us for energy. Prophecies of God by Kim Clement. Except the dollar a gallon. That's my opinion. It will be very low." Well, obviously, whatever that person heard or whatever they thought wasn't the truth, because even though it was two something a gallon, it did go up to $8 a gallon. And we've seen that, unfortunately, right here. So when I put that this was fulfilled, it was in reference to this LA Times article that was posted June 3rd, 2022. A sign of the times and not a good one. If I can move this over, $8.05 for a gallon of regular at LA station. So um, some were pumping at 7.85, um, but this station had regular unleaded was 8.05. And then, as we saw recently, this was just like a day later, June 4th, 2022, gas has nearly reached an incredible $10 a gallon. So New Yorkers paying $5 a gallon for gas may think things can't get much worse, but in one California town, people are shelling out nearly double that for a fill up. A Chevron station in the coastal village of Mendocino, about 175 miles north of San Francisco, was charging $9.60 a gallon for regular on Friday afternoon. So we can clearly see that even though it was mid $2 a gallon 3 years ago, that the word that the Lord gave me was true, and it did come to pass. And like I said before, not every word or prophecy or dream that the Lord has given somebody will come to pass in 2 months or 3 years. Some take years to happen. I mean, look at the prophecies in the Old Testament. Sometimes it took hundreds of years for it to come to pass. And when the flood was coming, the Lord warned Noah 100 years before to get prepared. And so, if he would have wasted that time not building the ark with his sons and not stocking up as he was told to for food for the animals and themselves on the ark, then he would have had himself to blame. But he was faithful and he believed the word of the Lord and he prepared. And that's what we should do today. We know if we look in the word of God that he tells us in the last days in Matthew 24, Luke 21, and Mark 13 that we're going to have hard times and we're going to see increase in earthquakes, there's going to be famines and pestilence, which we've already begun to see, and war. And we already see the beginnings of those things. So I believe we're in those beginning birth pains, the beginning of sorrows, and leading up to the Great Tribulation, which is the last 3.5 years. So we should be praying and seeking the Lord on how best we can prepare for our families. But food, water, essentials are the necessities of life, and we're just going to see them continue to increase in price, I believe, by what the Lord has shown me and others, and what's in the Word of God. So if you type in food price rising, you can look at the news about the cost of food, and I'm sure if you've already seen it at the stores, but compared to like 3 years ago, some things you're paying double for than you were 3 years ago. The Lord has given me many words on those. I'll put some of these in the text box, but if you go to my channel and you click playlists, and then, or you just go to the magnifying lens and click food, you'll get a bunch of videos I've made, words that the Lord has given me, as well as why we should prepare for hard times. But this one he gave me 3 years ago also. It was a compilation of dreams showing that in the coming days we will have to face physical afflictions. This was before the current pandemic, okay? And no food or water, persecution, and fear. And so I didn't get a timing on this when I asked. He just said withstand in the evil day. So, and then videos about having a sustainable garden. And then I got this word also 3 years ago. I wanted to share these 4 words given to others, and the word that he gave me. We will have economic collapse followed by societal one, and there will be difficult days ahead. So the word I had was no home, no food, no water. Okay. And then 2 years ago, urging everyone to buy seeds, food, and food sources. And then a year ago, I had a dream where the rocket was made out of money and it was burning. And money is going to burn, economy to go out, and food, there would be a food and need crisis, meaning things that people needed, and food would be limited. So again, I'll put a couple of those in the text box below, but you can just search for them under my playlist or under food, type in food. So right here, this article dated 2 days ago. The U.S., and you can't see the whole title, sorry about that. The U.S. economy will grind to a halt in the second half of 2023, which we're coming up on now. It's the second half of the year, and the following year won't be much better. B of A says as it slashes its growth forecast. Bank of America. So while the risk of recession this year is low, B of A sees 40% probability starting next year. So, and 2024 isn't looking much better. So, second half of 2023, excuse me, we're in 2022. So they're predicting in a year from now, we're going to see a big economic growth slow. And then the risk of recession this year is low, but they do see the risk of recession starting next year. And 2024 isn't looking much better. Okay. So heads up, not only has the Lord warned us with these prophecies that he's given people, but and in his word, but which is truth, but we see this in the news. So just a couple of ideas. And as you are aware, there's been, I'll share this real fast. Let's see. Well, I'll put a link to this in the text box below as well. But this is the House of David, and it 25 mysterious fires and floods at processing plants across the USA. US end of days food shortage. So they're just showing. They give you a list of the different occurrences and food factories and plants and um, butchering facilities that have burned down or been destroyed. And we also know currently there's been many recalls, but there's a baby formula shortage, which is very sad. Okay, um, right here, but this is just dated. It started a few weeks ago, but there's still you can read about that, but the main one of the main producers of baby formula had a couple issues with a couple infants that drank the formula brand becoming sick and dying. And so they blamed it on the factory and a bacteria, but then they found out they couldn't find any bacteria in the fat facility, and they thoroughly cleaned it a few times, but the FDA wouldn't allow them to reopen. And then when they did reopen, they had a flooding that caused them to shut down so that they could fix the flooding issue. So we're still in a baby formula shortage. And then there's also been a peanut butter shortage because of the Jif recall on, I think, salmonella, but um, it's, you know, it says here, March 25th, 2022, here are the groceries you might be missing on store shelves due to food shortages in 2022. And so there's just a list. Meat and dairy because of the fat facilities and eggs and with the bird flu and an actual eggplant burning down. And then they everything's on here though. Pet food, soda, water, canned foods, pasta. So what else is there? I mean, basically everything. So going back to where was I? How to prepare. Um, I have a couple of these buckets, but I mean, these will last 25, 30 years. These rice buckets, they're dry rice, but they're sealed in a Mylar bag within this pail, 4-gallon pail. And even once you open it, it's good for a year. So, but you can save this until you need it, and it won't get stale or have weevils in it or anything like that. But you get 24 pounds of rice in a 4-gallon bucket for $36.55, or brown rice for $33. So you can still order these on Walmart.com. And then they have a selection of other foods. You can get organic here, or you can get stir-fried rice, prepared meals that are already made, or a variety of all of the above. And then also, even on Amazon, you can I have some of these larger buckets that are oatmeal, but you can get like this 1-gallon bucket of rolled oats, okay? And they're vegan, free of soy, milk, eggs, peanut, and tree nuts, but $24.99, and you get 1 gallon or 4 pounds of rolled oats. And this will be good. I'm not sure what the storage is on here. Um, let's see. I had 3 days left. It said 22 March 2020. Most of the times these are good though for let me see. That's why I buy from the dehydrated food makers, because they're stored for long-term storage. This was just one example. But if you put in here let's see if they have oatmeal. Sometimes it has to get shipped from a different facility. Um, there's the rice. Here's breakfast foods. Here's 48 hours of emergency foods. White wheat. There's a bucket of wheat. Not sure because I don't want to scroll through every uh there's a 50-pound bag, but it's probably not stored for long term. But if you do a search, you can find it. Um, there's different varying companies that sell long-term storage survival foods, but there's going to be more than just a couple things missing. But on here it says um, meat, beef, poultry, dairy, eggs, um, and then it says canned because of the aluminum and also the processing plants. Bottled water and soda may occur. Toilet paper, we already saw that a year and a half ago, but noodles, pasta, um, labor shortages is another reason. Also, packing materials, there's a shortage. Cyber attacks, and then also the plants that have succumbed to being burned or whatever. So I'm just letting you know so that you can prepare and have the things that you need when the time arises. Even if you can buy it now for a cheaper price, it'll help you in the long run because then you won't end up paying more or double for the foods that you normally eat. It's better to see, look at this. That's crazy. I remember this big box of oatmeal variety packs you could get at Costco for like, you know, $10, $11. Now it's $18. Um, we'll see. There's another the same box, 746, but then it's 15.99 shipping. Crazy. So yeah, just do your due diligence to see the best value you can get and look into those long-term food storage sites. Okay, God bless.